Hello again, Mrs. Hill here. Going to get into our writing lesson today. In the beginning of the week, we started writing about who our family consists of or is made up of, and we added this to our fancy word wall. And so you could have written all your family members down, a sentence about each of them and what their name was. And then on 2 days ago, I guess it was on Wednesday, Dylan did a book with me where we read My Colors or Mis Colores, and we focused on adjectives that describe and the noun that they are describing. So in the book, we had a red apple, we had yellow sun, blue fish, green frog, and so on. And we made this chart. And then I said, maybe have your child try to write some sentences using adjectives and nouns. So I think one example we said was, I had a red apple. And remember, I always have the kids speak the sentence a few times so that they can get it into their brains, sometimes count their words, and then finally write it. Some students may be able to go past just I had a red apple, and they could add, I had a red apple for lunch today. So depending on where you feel your child is, you can kind of differentiate a little bit to challenge them. So I want to take that idea of adjectives that can describe and use it in our writing that we're doing about our family. So all of these adjectives are colors, but colors are not the only adjectives. So in order for a word to be an adjective, it has to describe something else. So I'm going to show you how we can do that, to use adjectives to describe our family members. So I am actually going to go back to this graphic organizer that we made. If you saw my read aloud, I have a pet. On day 2 and 3, I believe it was, we created this web based on the main topic and key details. I'm using this to kind of save paper, save chart paper. My main topic of my writing that I'm doing is all about my family. So I'm going to put my family there in the middle, okay? And then my members of my family. And so at home, you could draw the web again for your child. Or, I made it fun, cut out little paper hearts with my family members' names on them. And if you don't have tape to tape this up to your wall or chart paper or whatever, you can just lay it on the floor. Put my family in the middle and then put the hearts or, whatever around it to show the people of your family. So one person in my family is Zach, which is my husband. And then the other person is Dylan, my son. And remember, I'm just doing a family that lives with me. So there we go. So we have Zach and Dylan. Okay. So I can, cross these out. Obviously, I'm not using these for my writing. Okay, I'm just going to use these two because they're the only two that live with me. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use what I know about adjectives that describe. We did colors, right? Red, yellow, blue. Okay, they can describe like the red apple, the blue fish. But I'm going to use words to describe my family. So, for instance, for Zach, I would say, I think Zach, my husband, is very patient. So one thing I'm going to write about him, and I'm not writing sentences right now, I'm just writing notes so I can plan out what I want to write about in my head. So I think he is patient. Okay, so I'm going to write patient. I also think that my husband, Zach, is very kind. He has a good heart. Okay, so patient and kind. And then Dylan over here, I'm going to write, he's very sweet, and I think he's pretty smart too. Okay. So sweet and smart. So what I'm going to ask you to do today, if you want to, is to create a web about your family and just add some adjectives to describe the people in your family to your hearts or your web or however you're choosing to do it at home. If you'd like to, send me a picture on the class dojo, and I can give video feedback, which I've been doing this week if I get any, work from any of the kids. And then next week, we'll take these adjectives and we will turn them into sentences to add to our writing piece about our family. Okay? So I will take a picture of this. I will put it on the dojo, as well as a link to this video. And that will be it for today. I'll see you back next week on Monday. Have a great weekend.